Friday, January 21st, 2022. Today on the Daily Review, we discuss a BBC show that ended last year that was on from 2019 to 2021, entitled Ghosts, with your host, me, Joe LaRocca. Now, this is the BBC UK version. There's been a US remake. I heard about this because Red Letter Media, YouTube channel that I really like, they did their year-end wrap-up of stuff they watched, and Mike, a guy on that channel, he likes ghosts, and he's heard about this show and started watching, and it was like, this isn't very good, and then he realized he was watching the US version, and that it was a remake. So then he watched the remake and was like, it's really good. So, I often agree, or sometimes I agree with that channel. So I was like, I'm going to check that show out, because then I looked it up and I noticed it stars Charlotte Ritchie, who I think she is really funny and adorable. She was on Taskmaster, and I've just seen her on other UK things called The Midwife and whatnot. So I was like, all right, this is good. And here's the story. I'll tell you, I've watched like half the first series, and it's great. It's a BBC thing, so just 6 episodes, 3 seasons of 6 episodes, and a special. Beautiful. That's how you want to do it. So it's about Alison Cooper and her husband Mike, played by Charlotte Ritchie, and the husband is I'm not sure how you pronounce it. If it's Keel or Kyle Smith, Bino. I don't know. It's a Smith Bino. Kiell. Keel Smith. Bynoe. Bynow. Anyway, I don't know. He's hysterical and probably my favorite part of the show. They move in. They're looking for a place. They're looking for a flat, as they say, and they can't really find anywhere. And as they're looking, she gets a call from an estate agent being like, "You've inherited this mansion from your, it's not even your great, like twice removed kind of person you never knew," and the estate it's like estate manager is like, "You should sell it to make it into a hotel or something." And they're like, "We're gonna live there and DIY it ourselves and turn it into a hotel." And they go there, and you're like, all right, this is a good idea for a show. I almost wish it weren't called Ghosts. I mean, there's a couple reasons why, because it's just uncreative, I feel like, and too basic. But I guess that's the kind of, BBC likes to do that with their titles. It's just like Sherlock. It's about Sherlock. Ghosts. What's it about? But it would have been a good head fake if you didn't know. But basically, this house is filled with all of its previous inhabitants. That's our cold open. We, going all the way back. So there's like a caveman and an old, World War II guy and like an Elizabethan woman. And, it's hysterical. And like a fairly modern politician who clearly died, with his pants down, literally, because they're all in the state. There's a beheaded guy, and his body's always looking for his head. And this is not real. It sounds like it's dark comedy, but it's not really that dark. It's pretty family friendly considering what it's about. So they get there, and it's obviously in really, really rough shape, and she has a fall. Charlotte or Allison has a fall and goes into a coma for 2 weeks. And when she comes out and goes back to the house, she can now see all the ghosts. And it's great. And because some of them are sort of relations to her. And it's fascinating. Humor ensues, obviously. And I'm not going to go through every little, obstacle and joke and everything that happens. But it's them getting to get down with one another. It's like Beetlejuice, and a bit of Beetlejuice in there, because the ghosts don't want them there. They don't want them to refab the place and turn it into a hotel, because they don't want people everywhere. So it's good, and they do a really good job of establishing the ghost lore and the rules of the ghosts, which I think a lesser show would not do. So we know that you can choose, because when the last the family name is Button. So when the final Button of Button House dies, which is like what happens in the opening scene, whoever is the one that's a relation of Allison, she like turns into a spirit, and they're like, I hope she stays, and she looks down at the ghost, and then she just goes, Phew! And goes, and then it's like, you can choose to stay, but all the ghosts who have like chosen to stay like basically regret it, because they're just bored, which is funny, and they can't interact with anything, except for one guy who can kind of push if he tries really hard. So it's cool, like, kind of actually makes sense with like poltergeists and things people have seen. It's kind of staying within that logic. It's not going completely nuts, like Ghostbusters or the Frighteners or something. It's still, so it's playing off all those horror things, especially those, Haunted Mansion. Yeah, it's good. I think you guys get it. And I would check it out. It's pretty hard to find. I had to rent it via iTunes thingy or whatever. Maybe I'd use something else. I'm not sure. Anyway, and let me know if anybody's seen the U.S. version. Tell me if it's any good. One of the funniest jokes is that, like, the caveman is like the most logical one. He's kind of the smartest one, and it like brings into this idea that I think what might be like an overall theme of the show is that, like, with society comes like a whole bunch of confusion and all sorts of morals and traditions and stuff that get in the way from like the clear path. And like a caveman, someone who is like unencumbered by that stuff, is just like it's like, no, you need to do this to survive or whatever. Anyway, today's January prompt is favorite band, which I saw when I first looked at this, and I've been not looking forward to this because how are you going to do that? What's my favorite band? It's probably like Radiohead. So I tried to, if I could make this music sound like Radiohead, we wouldn't be talking right now, probably. All right, let me see if I think OBS needs to be updated because it's no longer seeing the sky cam, as I call it. So I'm going to do, what should I do? I guess I can rotate the computer camera. Oh, that's the wrong way. This way. No, that's not going to work. I guess I'll do it like, I guess it'll just have to be something sort of like that. Oh, that's good enough. All right. Check it out. Nothing like Radiohead, is it? Okay. Take it easy. Ghosts, BBC. Check it out. Nice light comedy.